All right, speeding up because I want to try to get through the major arcana quickly here. So justice, okay, justice is female in this card, and the significance of that is that we're talking about the justice of Mother Nature. Okay, this is Mother Nature. So it's not saying that there is justice in any society. It's saying that Mother Nature is just and equivalent. Social justice belongs to the emperor, okay, not to the judges. So if your emperor isn't giving you social justice, sorry about that. Okay, so the Hanged Man.
Oh, did you want to show the justice for this?
Okay, we'll just show the justice card. And so here it really is Mother Nature. She's sitting at a tree, right? Dispensing justice, okay. So the Hanged Man, number 12, is very misunderstood. A lot of people think that it's somebody being punished for a crime, but actually it's an adept. And I turn it over to show you that the position of his legs represent a 4, which is representing a quaternity, or the organization of something. And what I was taught that this means is, this guy isn't concerned about the fact that he's hanging by one leg because he's initiated. He knows the secrets. He's hanging from the tree of life, and it's all working for him. But if it's upside down, then maybe it's not working for him, because obviously his hair is hanging in the wrong direction if he's upside down. And so maybe he's not very adept, not very smart about the way he's living. Okay, number 13, death. Okay, so the death card doesn't mean physical death. It means the end of the end of some part of your life, perhaps, and letting it go, but it also has a sunrise in the background. So that's suggesting something new is going to come from the death, or, think of burning sugarcane or whatever it is that starts something new. And so, yes, you can leave things go away, but also death is carrying the banner of a rose, apparently. And let's quickly. So it represents change, transformation. I guess if it's reversed, it would suggest being stuck in a stuck state. Death of some project or part of yourself, perhaps. But on the horizon is the sun of immortality. If you're still alive, there's something new going to come. If you're dead, you don't know you're dead. It's only difficult for your family. Okay, temperance. Temperance. This is an angel. The angel has her feet both in the water and on the ground. So that means in the unconscious and the conscious. She has a road behind her, so she has a place to go for a new sunrise. And she's pouring the water of life between the two vessels. So I take that to mean between the opposites. And keeping in mind, one person told me that this means the alchemist. And so the alchemist is putting all the opposites in. And obviously, you can't have separate water for all the different possible opposites. So this is a psychological idea.
Isn't really the integration of the opposites in Jungian psychology really just an abolishing of the idea or the practice, I don't know, practice, the proclivity to do a psychic split, black and white, keeping things separate, love, hate, peace, war,
They're all syzygies.
justice, injustice. Isn't it just trying to say, don't let yourself split psychically?
Yeah, you can't split. You have to recognize that they're two sides of a coin.
But that's really difficult in our culture
Right.
to avoid that.
Right.
Split.
Yeah, right now because our politics is driving it. And
Well, no, I mean personally. I mean within the psyche, the individual psyche.
well, you always have to have
There has to be a collective part of it to it.
yeah, I mean, it's always the alchemical mix of all the things in your psyche. Are you happy or sad? Well, if you're happy, it's the combination of 1,000 things that are going okay in your life. And if you're sad, it's the combination of 1,000 things that are going wrong in your life. Or it might be one big thing that's going wrong, and maybe you have 999 things going right. But man, if you have a sword through your belly,
Yeah.
that one sad thing might not be so
Could be a
good.
sunny day and it doesn't matter.
Right. Or what you just reminded me in John Toland's, John Toland wrote a book about Guadalcanal. And part of what he wrote about was the sinking of a Japanese destroyer. And the destroyer is sinking, and the captain is on the bridge and he's going to go down with his ship. And his last words are, "Look at the moon, isn't it beautiful?" Right? And so that's an adept, that's a Zen adept, to recognize the beauty that's still in the world even when you're about to die. And I guess we could all hope for that. We could all hope for a death in which, in our last 5 minutes, we could think of all the beautiful things that have happened to us, of our children and what have you. So that's a true adept, though. I mean, you have to have your stuff together. Okay, so the devil. Okay, the big significance about this card is that, again, this is the lovers, but this is the lovers who are stuck in the material world. And notice they're chained. He has them chained, but the chains are very loose. Okay, and so the point is that what the devil sells to you is illusion. Okay, he sells you the material world as if nothing else exists, and so it's denying any spiritual component to life. The materialist pursues only personal desires, monetary, sexual, and political. Where have we experienced that lately?
All over the front page of every newspaper.
I will not say, but in any case, the point is that materialism per se is an illusion, because as we probably, by the time we get to our age in life, we probably already know that, if you have a Maserati sitting in your driveway, it still has to have the oil changed, and it still will get you.
In the parking lot.
It still will get you the same places as the Prius and about the same speed.
In this traffic.
Okay, so people are only unhappy when they realize that life holds other alternatives. And it symbolizes the life energy locked up in the dark hidden areas of the self, which cannot be changed by ordinary means. It requires a release of unconscious energy. So those are all things that are represented in this devil card. The devil card is the beginning of spiritual awakening, the super consciousness, because you're finding out that, you know, materialism isn't going to get you where you want to go in the end. Okay, no matter who you are, you can't take it with you. Okay, and okay, the tower. The tower is the representation of society falling apart. The destruction of civilization, physically or metaphorically. What you thought you could rely on collapsed around your ears. Sodom and Gomorrah type thing.
What if it's reversed?
Well, it might mean, wow.
That civilization is building back up?
Right, I would think so. Okay, now, interesting, I was thinking of the world, which is the final card, as individuation, but somebody told me in the last week that the star represents individuation, because here the star is putting life energy both into the physical world, which is the earth, and into the unconscious world. And you know, she's not afraid of anything. She's got 7 stars there around her. Everything is good for her. She's, you know, she's naked at the pool, so she's not, you know, she's very confident about everything that goes on in her life. And so what I read about the moon, which is number 18, the moon is increasing on the side of mercy. It represents life of the imagination as well as life of the spirit, and fears of the natural mind in the place of exit. So the fears are the 2 dogs barking you on, pushing you up the road toward the exit, and you're not afraid of that. That's where you're going. And so the sun manifests the light of the world to come, and so everything is cool because you're a little baby again, and you're riding on a white horse, and you've got sunflowers around you, everything, and you also have a crown, so that's cool. Okay, number 20 is judgment. And judgment means that you're ready for the change, whatever the change is. It's not necessarily the end of your life, but the people who are in this judgment are celebrating, right? It's like this is the big moment for the fundamentalists who think that only the 2,000 are going to heaven, right, at the end of the world. This is them. Okay, and finally the world, which we talked about last week, which is enlightenment. Okay, that represents enlightenment and sort of having control of everything. Okay, and so here it represents perfection and the end of the cosmos. And so anyway, we got through the major arcana, such as it was. But I felt the need to at least get that far tonight.
Great job.
So my main point of this evening is that every deck of cards is different, and every deck of cards may cause you to read it a little differently because it will have different things which cue you in a different way. It doesn't mean it's wrong. It may be, if it's right for you, if you find a deck that particularly speaks to you, then you should use that deck. For me, I like the Rider-Waite deck, but I'm getting more interested in some of these other decks as I've looked at them on Amazon. They have completely different experiences on them. And by the way, the two books that I brought last week, the one about the Jungian Tarot and the other one about Individuation through the Tarot, I read those. Oh, nah. I thought I would buy the Jungian Tarot deck, but the only Jungian Tarot deck that's out there is like used decks for $750, and so I think there's a reason for that, which is
You must have autographed them.
no, maybe they didn't really cover it. Maybe they really didn't do it. And I looked at the book, and he's generally talking about Jungian stuff, but I had no clue what he was talking about. So
If you don't, then
so if I couldn't get it, what's that about? And the other one, the Individuation one, just gives you on every page maybe 3 longish quotes from Jung from different books. And so unless you're really very competent with Jungian stuff, I don't know. I'm questioning that book. And I don't know if I'll put this criticism online, but probably I will, because I think this is a very good bread and butter book. And I'm also enamored with another book that I was able to get on Kindle, which is this book. I can get it up quickly here. Okay, this is Dusty White's Advanced. Oops, knocking out on me. Okay, Dusty White's Advanced Tarot Secrets. Aphrodite's Book of Secrets. Okay, so there it is on Kindle, on my Kindle. And the interesting thing about this is he has several games that you can play with the tarot cards. And so it's a way to make yourself more facile with the cards. And, I'm getting more and more convinced that the cards are mostly, Dusty White says you can earn hundreds of dollars an hour reading tarot, and maybe you can if you spend, like he did, 20 years becoming a great tarot reader. Yeah, becoming an adept. But I'm more and more convinced that the tarot is probably a pretty good way to get in touch with yourself. Okay? And so I think, John, you're probably doing the right thing by doing readings for yourself. And I'm moving toward a time when I will start doing that also.
Well, I'm spending most of my time doing my dreams. I paint my dreams in